Alrighty, well, we're a few weeks into the new year, and second show of the Late Night with Smitty podcast on the fifth anniversary of the launch of Late Night with Smitty. So this is
Oh,
great, and I am joined by Marcus Adams, former Saskatchewan Rough Rider, Edmonton Eskimo at the time,
yeah.
and a bunch of other stuff. And yeah, thanks again so much for doing this. And you're an hour ahead of me, and I'm a night owl too, but I kind of go in waves. But that's
Yeah.
how it goes.
I think I'm the same way, so it's all good.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, so kind of tell us a bit about your journey, how you got to the CFL with the Riders, and what was that journey like coming from Eastern Kentucky?
Um, it's funny. That was like my goal my whole life was to always play pro football. And growing up, you always think you're going to be a first round NFL draft pick.
Mhm.
Uh, by the time I'm 45, I'll be rich, set for life. And but then as I got older and I didn't grow past 5'10" and a half or 5'11" on a good day, I was like, well. I might have to have a plan B here. So I said, well, let me at least go play football and let me go to Eastern Kentucky and just give all I got. And I did that. And my agent at the time, it's funny. I just talked to him too. He called me about an hour ago. We talked for a little while. Um, he called me at the time and said, "Hey, I'm gonna send your highlight film to a guy named Roy Shivers
Hmm.
and Bobby Vesbiani." I was like, I said, well, who are they? He's like, oh, it's a team in the Canadian League called
Right.
Saskatchewan Rough Riders. So I never heard that before, whatever. So then, like 2 weeks went by, and it's funny. 2 weeks went by. He said, "Hey, check your mailbox tomorrow." I said, "Okay." So I checked the mailbox, and it was at a. I remember the brown envelope, a big old brown envelope that was said Saskatchewan Rough Riders on it. It says Saskatchewan Rough Riders Football Club. I was like, my mom said, "What does that say?" I said, "I'm guessing Saskatchewan." So no, I said Saskatchewan, and she was like, "I never heard of that place before." Me neither. So I opened it up, and it was a contract, and the contract was for $48,000. I was like, "Holy smokes!" I was like, "I got a little money right now," And then time went on, and I would look at the weather up there because it's Canada, and I thought it was cold all year round, and Eskimos up there and everything like that, and uh, I totally forgot it was in Celsius and not Fahrenheit. So it was like, I remember yesterday. Day I looked, it said 17 degrees.
Hmm.
I said, Mama, I said, it is May and it's 17 degrees. I leave for camp in like 2 weeks. She's like, "Oh my God, you don't freeze." I said, "Man, I need to go to like the store and get some long johns, some thermal sweaters, and some more hoodies and everything." She was like, "Yes, you do." So, so then as I talked to my brother's college teammate. He tried out for Toronto back in the day. He said, "Man, nah, man, it's Celsius, not Fahrenheit." I said, "What is that? What are you talking about?" He's like, said Fahrenheit. I said, "Oh, never mind, never mind." I said, "So it's like 70 degrees up there." He's like, "Yeah, close to it or something like that." I said, "Oh, okay, cool then." So, and then whatever, I tell my mom before I left, I was like, "Mama, I'm not getting cut. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make this team, and I promise you, I'm not coming back home." And she said, "Okay." So I left, and I had the mindset of I wasn't getting cut. So, and that was my mindset every year I played up there. So until they cut me.
You had a good run though in Saskatchewan. I mean, a 7 year career, the heart of the prairies, playing in some great Labor Day classics. The 2007 Labor Day game comes to my mind. You guys had the comeback win, but what was it like playing in Saskatchewan? Because yeah, there's the junior hockey, but the Riders are it.
Yeah, I look 8 years by the way.
Eight.
Just so you know, I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
I don't want my players sitting there to be like, "Coach, you say you played 8 years," so no.
yeah.
But no, it was you know what? It was some great moments, man. Like it's funny that I go up there now to see my kids, and my son plays football for Miller Collegiate, and
Hmm.
I go up there and see, and it's like the fans and the players are not connected the way we were back in the day. Like I saw some players walking right through a bunch of Rider fans, and they didn't say anything to them. Like they didn't look back. Hey, that's so and so.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, that's weird to me. Like back in our day, they were pictures and wanted to talk football with you the whole day. So I found it weird, but no, it was a great time up there, man. Labor Day Classics, the Banjo Bowl. It was like those were some great moments, man. And I'm just happy to say I have a winning record in both of those games. So I'm pretty happy about that. But no, it was great moments, great battles. I just left the coaching clinic down in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was actually talking with Dan Goodspeed. When he played for, we were talking about that, and talking about Aaron Hunt was down there too, and we were talking about even I was talking to Fred Reed. We were talking at one of the buzz sessions, and I was like, man, he's like, man, we had some battles. I said, I know, right?
yeah,
It was fun time. So, that's the stuff like that you never forget about that.
yeah. Most definitely. Fred Reed, former guest of the show as well.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah. So winning the Grey Cup in 2007, um, ending the drought for the Riders. What did that feel like as a player to do that?
You know what? I really didn't know what it meant at the like just at the moment
Hmm.
when we won, because I was just trying to find my family at the after the after they passed out the hats. I ran down to the end zone. I found my mom and my best friend and my brothers, and make sure I thanked them for sacrificing for getting me to where I was in life. So, but it was surreal when I think once we got. I think when I found out how great it was when me and Fred Perry was the last people out the locker room. So we missed the bus back to the hotel, and um, which I was trying to talk to the security guard lady. She was very pretty, and actually I still talk to her to this day. But uh, no, no, we got in a cab, and I remember Fred said, "Hey, Chunk, it's about to get crazy." I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "We in Toronto. They don't care about football that much." We got to the hotel, and we pull up to our hotel, and there's a blob of people outside the doors.
Hmm.
And we told the cab driver to drive us up the street more and then let us out. He must didn't understand English because he drove right through the middle of the pack of people. And we got out, and I mean, when they saw who was out the car, it was bananas. I mean, like we were signing body parts, and I do mean women's body parts. We were signing all kind of stuff, and it was like it was probably one of the best nights I've ever had.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, and
crazy.
and, and and I almost missed the bus to the airport that night.
Well, I mean, it was a coincidence, right? Crazy coincidence. The Riders had won the Grey Cup in Toronto in '89, and then to do it in
Yeah.
2007 is quite something. But let's go back a few weeks prior, the West
Mhm.
semifinal. Eric Tillman's your general manager that season, and that was the first game the Riders had hosted since 87, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was
And
87. Yeah.
that game sold out within a half hour. Now they have a hard time selling out the games, but that's another story. But
Yeah.
what was it like playing in that game?
Oh my God. I still remember when we was warming up and it was like packed. I was like, I mean, I was my warm up line was right by Scott Schultz, and I said, Scott, have you ever seen this before? He said, I've never seen this before. Like this is crazy. And when we scored on the first play of the game, when I've never been in the stadium that loud in my life. till this day, I've never been in a stadium that loud before, and I've been in a stadium where there's 100,000 people
Right.
coaching and even playing, and it was like you couldn't even hear yourself think. Like it was, I was like, oh my god, this is like this place is crazy.
Yeah.
So just playing that game um, and just to win that game was great because we played Calgary and they were a really good team that year also.
Hmm.
But no, it was a great night. That was really fun. But it was scary because Calgary started coming back a little bit at the end, and we made that third down in one stop when me and Luke Mullender jumped over the O line and tackled Henry in the backfield. That was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty wild to think that these games were like they seem like yesterday, but they're like 20 almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
It's
yes,
that
yes,
is just
yes.
unreal. So coaches you had Danny Barrett, you had Ken Austin, you had the late Ken Miller.
Hmm.
Where I was at the Labor Day Classic with my kids in 2024, and they paid tribute recently after his passing.
Yeah, yeah.
What type of influence did those guys have in your life?
You know what? I would say Ken Miller. I think I probably talked to him more than any of them.
Hmm.
Even though Danny Barrett was my head coach longer, I was a young guy though. I was trying to get out the locker room fast as I can after practice and to get home to relax and watch TV or something like that. So but I mean, but as I got older, like 05, '06, when before Danny left, I got we like I talked to him more, but I would say Ken Miller was the guy I talked to the most. I think I only had Ken Austin 1 year. And funny thing about Ken Austin, I saw him a few years ago at the CFL Combine in Winnipeg. This was like 2018, maybe. Yeah, 18, and he was still with the Tight Cats,
Yeah.
and he didn't know who I was. So it was he had no idea who I was. I was like, "Hey man, we won a Grey Cup together. Like, what is wrong with you?" Like, it was weird, but no, he had no idea who I was, so it was all right. But no, Ken Miller, he when my mother came up to see me play, like he was always the first one to give her a hug and
Hmm.
ask if she need anything and stuff like that. And he was just a compassionate man. And but no, I learned a lot from Ken Miller just about D line play. I didn't know that he knew that much about defensive line, and he did, and it's pretty awesome. And I think the most my biggest coach up there, I had two of them. It was Ron Estee and Gary Etcheverry.
Yeah.
Those two guys, like I still talk to Etch at least once a week to this day.
Oh wow.
Like, there's no way in the world he shouldn't be in the CFL coaching. Like,
Mm.
the smartest coach I've ever been around in my life, I think. And me, and you got Richie Hall too. I still talk to Richie, and but I talk to Etch more than anybody else. Estee, he's getting a little older a little bit, and I think they say he's getting dementia. I believe dementia. So
Okay.
I think yeah. So he's not really. I don't think he remembered that well on who I am. But hey Chunky, how you doing? Stuff like that. But I don't. You know, we can't really talk about memories, right? Because I don't think it's there anymore. But no, those coaches like Miller, Etch, and Richie and Swamp was probably Estee was probably the biggest influence on me while I was up there.
Right on.
What I mean, because Danny Barrett cut me in '04 after the ninth game of the season, so that kind of hurt my feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
I let it go. I let go, so it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. As they say, let bygones be
Yeah,
bygones. So, what were
I
your
mean,
kind of your first impressions though of the Canadian game? Obviously, there's that adjustment, and some people think, well. the CFL is changing to what? That's another discussion. But what were your first impressions of the water field, the 20-yard end zones,
Uh,
all of that?
I I I figured I knew how hard it was going to be when I found out how tired I was when we were scrimmage and practice, and um, I think the yard off the ball helped me out a lot because it helped me see stuff develop a little, until I got used to it.
Hmm.
It helped me see stuff develop a lot better. But just the yard off the ball in the play clock being 20 seconds, that was uh, that's no fair. They should have changed that rule a long time ago, but they didn't. Um, and it was really seeing our first game plan in the CFL against Winnipeg in '03. First home, I think the first game, preseason game, I was we were up by a lot of points in the fourth quarter, and I was playing defensive end at the time, and the players like, "Hey man, somebody call timeout. Like I can't breathe." I was like, "Me neither." So I remember I yelled over to Coach Barrett and I said timeout really loud, and somebody blew the whistle, and it was a timeout, and I never did that the yelling that was coming from the sideline from the coaches yelling Adams. I wasn't chunky yet. I was Adams, and I remember just turning my back and act like I didn't hear them
Right.
because we were all dying. But no, just the way the game is, how it's not for the 6'5" and 320, 330 pound D lineman or O lineman. That game is not for them.
Hmm.
It's really for the guys who didn't pass the look test that the NFL didn't want, but were still good enough to play in the NFL.
Right.
So, but I think the CFL now, I think it saves a lot of careers, and I think I'll always be appreciative of that.
Yeah, there is that, and then yeah, there are those some of those guys that get that look. We see Trey Ballard getting a lot of looks in the NFL now after his
Hmm.
time here in Winnipeg and that sort of
Yeah,
thing, and rightfully so. We're not offended. 25 years ago, if Albert Johnson signs with the Miami Dolphins, which he did, it's like, well, okay, well, my feelings are hurt, but now I get it. Like, you got to
right.
offer for 450 just to be in a practice squad, I'd take that too. So
Yeah, exactly.
that sort of thing. So like at the end of the day, you got a family to feed, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's the thing,
You're right. You're right.
right? So did you have any game day traditions? Did you drive down Albert Street prior to going to the game? I'm kind of being funny here a bit, or what?
No, I believe me. I had superstitions every game and home game. For my rookie year, I lived straight down Elphinstone. I lived in what's the apartments called? Boardwalk Apartments. Straight down Elphinstone onto Ray Street. I would drive down the same. I would drive down the same way to the game, and I would eat my pregame meal at the same restaurant, the one that was. I think it's right. I think now it's a Chinese restaurant now, but before it was just like a regular restaurant where they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it's right next to McDonald's on Albert Street. It's like maybe a couple doors down from McDonald's. I forget what it's called, but I eat there every pregame. Um, I will order the same food. When I got to the stadium, I was at the stadium 5 hours before game time, and it was I liked it because I could get my mind together and get my body right. I would jump into the hot tub and cold tub. I would jump in it. I would jump in the hot tub for a minute. cold tub for a minute. I would do it 4 times for 4 quarters,
Okay.
and but I would always finish in the hot tub, and then from there, for some reason, I always went to go check my body weight. It was weird. I don't know why, but I did, and check body weight, and then I know it's weird, and then I'll be dressed before some guys even get in the locker room. Like my pants, my shoes be spatted up, and I never wore anything under my uniform. I was naked under no shirt, no jock strap or anything like that. I was completely naked under my uniform. So that was my ritual every day. It was so weird, but
I love
also
the authenticity. It's great.
yeah, and also I would drink. Well, I stole this from Scott Schultz. I would drink a Red Bull, a 5 hour energy drink before pregame. Then after pregame, I would get another shot of Red Bull, and I would take um, Toradol. I would take Toradol, a leave to just to kill the pain in my body, and then go play the first half, and then halftime, I would drink another 5 hour energy drink. That
So
was my ritual every day, every day.
so you're getting to bed at what time then?
I, believe me, it was horrible. No, you know the worst part of it was, and this is probably a little TMI. After I drank all that stuff,
Yeah.
when I had to use the bathroom after the game, like it hurt coming out of my system. I was like, oh my God, what is wrong? But then I remember I asked the doctor, he's like, yeah, you can't drink and take all that stuff and expect it to be healthy for your body. I was like, oh, so well, we're winning, so I don't care. We're winning, so who cares?
Hey, you know what? If it works, if it ain't broke,
Exactly.
don't fix it.
Yeah, there
Isn't
you
that what
go.
they
So
say? I
yeah,
love it.
so I was like, hey, whatever. I just deal with the pain for a little bit. That's okay.
Mhm. Right on. Volunteering, outside of, football, did you have any chance to spend time in the communities in Saskatchewan?
Oh
Surrounding
yeah,
communities outside of Regina?
I did that a lot. I never turned down any type of appearance, volunteer, whether it's volunteer or paid. I
Mhm.
never turned down anything because I think I was that kid who loved to see the professional football players and professional athletes around the city when I grew up, like the Indianapolis Colts, the Pacers, and even Purdue and IU players. I would love to see those. So I never turned down any. No, I would go to the Reds, to where the First Nation, and we'd go in there and play basketball with those guys, and we would eat their food. They would barbecue, or we had some kind of event down there at the at the Reds, and we did that a lot actually. Like every year we did that, but uh, we go to group homes and hang out with those kids. We did. I mean, I did a lot of stuff. Like I never believed in turning down an autograph or a picture.
Mhm.
So to this day, I haven't done it because I just feel like when I was a kid, like how would I feel if one of my favorite players walked by me without saying hi or signing a picture or even taking a picture. So no, I've done a lot of stuff like that. Like I think because I won the Saskatchewan Community Award in 2010. Actually, I still have my ring. It's here somewhere. But but no, yeah, I enjoy doing stuff like that even to this day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely important, and we had the Grand Slam of curling here in our community this past week, and here I am at 46 getting selfies with curlers, but they're all good. They're good with it,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
you introduce your son. This is my son. His name is this, and it's like, okay. it's that community, it's that relationship, and what you were doing there in Saskatchewan is exactly what I experienced when I was there, and I've talked about it multiple times on my
Hmm.
podcast. But it is creating that community and relationship between the player and the fan,
Yeah, yeah,
and not that barrier, right? So
right, exactly.
yeah. Where did how so after your CFL career ended,
Mhm.
that sort of thing, and kind of came to the conclusion. What kept you busy after that?
Uh, I had two kids,
Mhm.
uh, Marcus, Junior, and Brinley. They're 16 and 14 now, but I had them. So they kept me really busy. But I became a correctional officer in Regina, and
Okay.
I did that for 7 years. Um, well, first I got divorced, and then, but so that kept me busy. but no, I just for the first 7 years, I was just hanging with my kids as much as possible, and just living a normal life, working, doing events whenever I was asked to do an event. But most of the time, I just enjoy being a dad and just working, and then you realize um, something's missing, and me being in football was missing, and so I had to I tried actually I coached in Ottawa in 2012, um, Ottawa GGs, and Coach Echeverry called me out to coach. I was the O line and D line coach, which was weird, but I was. But I had a blast. But no, but other than that, I said something's missing, and it was football, and I knew I wouldn't be happy if football wasn't in my life.
Right.
So I had to make a tough decision of you know heading down because I couldn't get a job in the CFL for some apparent reason. To this day, I can't get a job in the CFL. I don't know what I did. I think people hate me or something. I don't know. Uh, but even my own teammate won't give me a job for the green team. I won't say his name, but no, I love him anyway. But no, so I made a tough decision to go down to leave Canada and cross the border down to Arizona.
Mhm.
Started coaching high school football, and then started coaching. Then I got hired to be arena football coach, and then from there, I got into college, and I've been in college football coaching ever since 2021.
Okay, so
Oh.
you've been at it for about 5 years now.
Yeah, yep,
That's great.
and yeah. So it took me all the place, South Dakota. I was at Black Hill State, Wabash College. I was at the Green Bay Blizzard. Um, and then now I'm in Maine at Bowdoin College. So so I mean I'm getting close to the CFL, hoping I can
Right.
keep going north a little bit. And I mean that's my end goal is to be in the CFL. The league that gave me a chance to live out a dream of mine. So um, I'm hoping a team will hire me in any capacity. I don't care.
Right.
I love scouting and I love coaching. So either one don't matter to me.
Well, I mean, it's yeah, I love that how you want to come back when you didn't even hear about no, didn't know about Saskatchewan, right?
Hmm.
You want
Yeah.
to come back to your roots. I love that. That's so
Yeah.
great.
Hmm.
Which kind of leads me into the next question. Role models and mentors in your life.
Role model, I think my role model growing up was my oldest brother, Tank. Uh, he was he's even to this day, and he played high school in the '80s, in '86 to '88. To this day, his name is talked about around here. People still talk about him like he was All American running back. He had so many schools in our house growing up to recruit him. from all over the country. It was crazy. So um, I think him, he taught me a lot about like just what it takes to be a football player, like workouts, your mindset, how just how to get past, when you don't feel like doing something,
Hmm.
you got to do it if that's your dream of playing pro football. You won't feel good every day. So him, and of course my mom, my dad, all people who really helped me along this journey that got me to playing football. Even my other brother, uh, his name is Jeep, by the way. People, it's Tank Jeep, and I'm Mac Truck. So it's pretty. So they call it the Vehicle Brothers. It's pretty weird, but but no, just them, and I had some great coaches growing up, some really great coaches growing up, and uh, I wish I could name them all. I probably could name them all, but I won't. And I don't want to leave anybody out. People feel bad they see this, but no, I mean, but those, just my family and my close knit friends to my family, they were all my role models and people I looked up to because they kept me out of trouble. They made sure my brothers always made sure, and my uncles, they made sure that do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
So they always make sure they tell me the right thing to do you know, and not do what they did.
Yeah, most definitely, right. And
Yeah, yeah.
love that. That's good. So so good. What does the future hold for Marcus?
Um, hopefully watching my son and daughter, grow to do what they want to do in life and whatever makes them happy. I would love to see my son get drafted into the NFL or CFL. My daughter to she's a she's a great volleyball player, but she does cheer too. But I know she's a really good volleyball player. But I hope she goes far in volleyball. That'd be great too. But no, just to see my kids happy and for me to keep on climbing the coaching ranks.
Hmm.
I'm hoping to be in the CFL one day, coaching and you know and just I, just living. I guess just being happy in football. That's what makes me happy. Like being in football, and if it's college, I'll stay in college football. It don't matter as long as I'm in football. I'm happy. But
Love that because with football, it seems like it unites, the brothers, right? We always see that with the 72 Dolphins, right? And then they pop the
hmm
champagne and uh
yeah,
last team gets undefeated, right?
yeah,
And the Mercury Morris has passed away and Don Shulo's passed away.
yeah.
But you still have Larry Zonka, you
hmm
still have there's still a lot there, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
over 50 years ago.
Right.
And so that kind of brings me to do you still keep in contact with that 2017
It's
group?
funny. I was in Dallas, Texas. I was in Fort Worth, right by Dallas, and I coach at a it's called the Gridiron Showcase. I'm a D line coach. It's like a All Star event for future NFL players, CFL players. And I'm in the lobby, and I was talking to somebody, and somebody said, "Is that Chunky?" I was like, "Who know me out here as Chunky?" I'm like, "What?" And it was Lance Frazier, my teammate from System. Yeah, his son was down there playing in the game. So it was. I haven't saw Lance in, man, probably 10 years, 10, 11
Yeah.
years probably, and it was so great to see him. I still talk to Eddie Davis. Uh, I talk to Anton McKenzie still sometimes. Um, when I go to Saskatchewan, I will see Andrew Green.
Mhm.
I'll see Gene McCaskey, even though we don't hang out, but
Right.
we see each other and, hey, how you doing? How's life and stuff like that. Um, Mike McCullough, just not a whole lot of them I talk to, but you do see them on Facebook and social media, and it's just see how they doing. And you like, man, you good? Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing? It's just stuff like that. But no, only person I think on that team that I hung out with in those 17, yeah, per, person I see the most is Eddie Davis. 'Cause I lived in Arizona, and I just live right by him.
Mhm.
So, uh, but yeah, other than that, I don't see many people from the
Right.
team. But I do hope they're all doing well. I do think about them a lot though. So
Well, you've seen Kerry Joseph, right?
yeah,
Who
I was with Terry Joseph. I'm sorry at the convention. Sorry,
okay.
I was with him I saw him speak at the convention in Charlotte, and
Oh, nice.
I was hanging with Henry Burris too. So,
Okay.
and I was with Dan Goodspeed, and I was with Aaron Hunt
Yeah.
and Fred Reed. So I was with all those guys. So,
Mhm.
but no, yeah, Kerry is doing terrific things right now in the coaching world. So
He's with
it's
Seattle. Is he still is this
no, he's with Texas,
okay? The
the
ten.
Longhorn. Yeah, he was a
Okay.
Longhorn man.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did move around there. Okay. Yeah, he's
yeah.
okay.
So he was with the Bears.
Bears,
He
yes.
was the Bears QB coach when they drafted Caleb Williams,
Yes.
and then yeah, he got let go and then he went to Texas. So yeah, he's doing well. He was speaking at this event down in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it was good to see him too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to see your teammate thrive and everybody's doing well. I haven't heard anything bad about anybody.
Hmm.
So I'm just happy that everybody's still doing well in life.
Yeah. I mean, then there's Andy Fantuz who got his shot with the Chicago Bears
Yeah.
as
Yep.
well, right?
Twos. Yeah.
So, um, he had a big game in that Grey Cup. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Him and DJ Flick. So that's good.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there's another one too, right? So
Yeah.
pretty wild how it comes all kind of full circle. What do you remember about the? I gotta ask you, what do you remember about that one particular regular season game? It was the Canada Day game in 2010 when you guys played the Alouettes, that overtime game.
The first game of the season.
Yeah, first game of the season.
Oh my God. It was an emotional roller coaster. That's for sure. Cause we were down. What was it like 30 something to 12?
Hmm.
And I think Rob Bag scored on a long touchdown pass. And I was like, oh, we still don't lose. At first thing I said, we still don't lose. Don't matter. We can't stop this team right now. And I don't know. It was something. Coach Etch just like he just made a switch with his play calling and creating defenses on the sideline. And you know, I think I remember when I talked to him now. He said he figured out what they were trying to do, and you can tell from the next two, even in the Great Coat that year, they didn't they didn't score a lot of points. They only scored twice the whole game,
Yeah.
and so it was. But no, I remember that game was a emotional roller coaster, and when the offense started clicking in the fourth quarter, I was like, "Whoa, this is what the CFL is all about."
Mhm.
And then what made me really almost have a heart attack is when we had another 13-man penalty down by the end zone, and I thought I was the 13th man this time, but I wasn't. It was Tatwana Jones. Sorry, KJ, I didn't mean to snitch on you, but it was
Well,
him.
because yeah, I remember watching and I'm thinking, it's happening again.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's the
I've
first
tried to
thing we
stay away.
thought.
I've
Yeah,
tried to stay away from it. The elephant in the room. So
yeah,
I'm like, and I remember thinking, oh wow, this is quite something.
yeah. Hey, it was. Believe me, we said it on the field. We was like, bro, again. We was like, oh my god. We was like, oh my. All you heard was just like, are you for real? This happened again. So we knew what we don't even can think about what the fans were saying in the stands.
Yeah.
They probably was calling us every name in the book. Dummies and idiots. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, but believe me, we were on the field just in shock too. So
Yeah.
It was like, wow, this is crazy. So, but yeah, we won. So I, it was a, it was great though. I mean, that game was what I think that game was what a CFL game. That game there shows what a CFL game is all about. That
Hmm.
is never over.
Yeah,
And I don't think even people down here in the states don't understand how that those games are never over.
exactly.
Like so,
Well, yeah, that's the thing because I have the opportunity to watch both. You've watched both, and watching an NFL game now, comebacks are more common now than they used to be in the
yeah,
NFL. You
yeah.
say Bears Packers, it's
Hmm.
somewhat predictable, and we can get into that in another episode. But it's like
Oh
it,
boy.
but it is one of those things where I remember years ago being at a Bomber Stamps game and everybody's leaving and the Bombers come back and they win 51-48 in overtime.
Wow.
And it was like 6 minutes. Robert scores a touchdown. And this is when you could have re-entry into the old stadium, and it was all packed
Hmm. Yeah.
at overtime. So, I kind of chuckle at some of that stuff, and I mean, we did see the Bears win that regular season game versus the Packers, but it was a
Yes.
0.5% chance. We severed the onside kick. You got to tell me you got to do it. All that, but
Just never know what the football guys will do for you.
that's exactly it, right? So yeah, quite something. That's why I believe football is the great one, probably the greatest game on the planet because it's just
Yeah.
there's things. I saw something with the Stephon Diggs when Minnesota beat New Orleans.
Oh yeah, that game
Right.
was crazy.
It's just like this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
It's so
that was crazy.
yeah.
You just feel bad for those players who made those mistakes. Like they gotta live with that for the rest of their lives. Like
Mhm.
me, I think about the '09 Grey Cup. I think about it every day.
Yeah.
Like there's not a day that goes by where that moment doesn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
Like I visualize myself. Like I'll tell you a quick story. I was so upset because if you watch the last 8 minutes of that game, me and Chief Sheridan wasn't playing defense. We were just on the sideline
Hmm.
because they wanted to go. Well, rest in heaven, Coach Miller. He wanted to go prevent. So he only wanted to rush three people. So that you really can't give Trevio all that time. And they had six people standing in the block, double teaming everybody. So they were putting no pressure. So I was so mad when we said jumbo block, and I was like, I'm not going on the field. I don't care. I'm not going. Like I was like literally, I was so upset. Yeah, if you can watch like the whole game in its entirety, if you'll see me come on the field like one of the last players on the field because I wasn't going to go on the field.
Yeah.
So I think about all the time like, what if I didn't go on the field?
Yeah.
Like we would have won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So stuff like that always at least once or twice a day I think about that. Like for the last was that 17 years.
17 years. Almost
Yeah.
17 years. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a day that goes by that haven't crossed my mind.
Right.
So when people like, oh, it's over, it's okay. No, it's really not okay. You just learn to live with it. You just learn to live with it. That's all. So to me, it's like death of a loved one. Like yeah, it always hurts, but you learn to live with that hurt, and you learn to channel it to something else. So, that's why even coaching now, I take it when we do substitutions, I take that part of the game very seriously. 'Cause I don't want those players to feel the feeling that I feel, so yeah, it's a weird thing to think about the '09 game. I always
Mhm.
say I won one, I gave one away, and I lost one. That's
Right.
my That's my record. I'm not 1-2. I'm 1-1-1.
That's fair enough, right? And
Yeah, right.
it's what Luke Wilson said recently because he was part of the Super Bowl 49 game
Hmm.
when they didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
Oh my
Is
God, that's
you
huge.
you never get over it
Never.
ever. And um, like as a fan, watching the 2001 Grey Cup, like there are about five plays in that game um, that I don't think about often. Like I don't think about every day, but I think about them quite often.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I wasn't even playing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
like, um, or like even when the Blue Jays lost, I haven't watched the highlights of that game, and
That's
probably
brutal.
and it'll probably maybe in 2 years, honestly. And people say, okay, well, when you're when you're so invested. And again, I'm not even playing, but you were
Right.
playing.
Yeah.
So again, not to sidetrack and rabbit trail, but
No, that's true. No,
I
you're
I
right.
appre- I appreciate it because it shows the passion and dedication.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, you put a lot of work into getting to the Grey Cup, and and you wanna make history, especially in Saskatchewan. Like winning the Grey Cup in Saskatchewan, you are in good gracious forever with those people there. So your name is always gonna ring bells until you have a Grey Cup ring. So
Right.
we only got what, five of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Just
Yeah,
recently the
so
fifth.
racing this year, yeah. So and I don't think the players nowadays know how important the winning that Grey Cup this past year is, and always will be for the fans in Saskatchewan.
Right.
It's like I I learned from Canadian players, the fans are not cheering for you. Like they don't like, you're part of their favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it can be a bunch of rabbits out there playing football, they don't cheer because it's Saskatchewan Roughriders. It's not. They don't cheer for the name on the back of the jersey. They cheer for the name on the front and that S on the helmet. That's why nowadays I see so many jerseys that don't have numbers on them.
Right.
Or they do have numbers, but they have their own last name. They don't. It's not about you. It's about the organization.
Right. And
So
I think there's a reason for that. I think most except the Bombers recently 3 years, 2 years contracts. Everybody's on a 1 year contract, so
exactly. Yes.
it doesn't
Yes.
create again that loyalty. When I was a kid
Mhm.
in Saskatchewan, yeah, there was the Ray Allguards and there was the Bobby
Yes.
Jurisons, and
Yes.
as a kid, it was like okay, right, and okay, I'll attach myself, but yes, it's about the team. It's not necessarily
Hmm.
the player.
Yeah. I mean, I think back in those days, it was about both. I think you would never get over George Reed,
Hmm.
Ray Elgar. You would never get over Coach Lancaster or Bobby Jr. You would never get over those. Those guys will always be considered the best players,
Hmm.
whether you like it or not. I mean, I think Kenton Keith and Wes Cates, and you got Nate Davis, Eddie Davis. Yeah, those players like that who were terrific for Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna put those players over those guys in the back. Like I'm not. You don't put Scott Schultz over Ed McQuarters, or what's his name? Is it Ed McQuarters? Yeah, the D lineman back in the day. You're not gonna put him over Bobby Jurison. But Scott Schultz was a good player.
Right.
But Bobby was the man back in the day.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I always try to.
Donald Narcisse.
And Narcisse is that, yes. You got so many players that that even that just won the Grey Cup or just were great players for those teams.
Hmm.
So that's all Saskatchewan had was the riders
Right.
forever. Even to this day, sometimes that's all the people talk about Saskatchewan. And so I don't think the players nowadays understand that because of they're always moving around different teams and stuff like that. So, but it is what it is. It's their loss.
Yeah, it definitely is, right? And we saw, we've seen players from the Riders come here, like Dressler. We've seen Bomber players go to the Riders. We BC,
Hmm.
Saskatchewan, they switch places. So
Right. Yeah.
uh, it's a small league at
Yeah.
the end of the
Very
day.
small. Yes. Exactly right. Yes. You're exactly right.
Maybe a few more questions before we
Oh,
wrap
you're
it up
fine.
here.
I have
Okay.
nothing to do.
Yeah. Okay. Good, good.
Nothing to do.
Favorite stadium to play in,
Oh,
besides
right.
Saskatchewan.
Uh, I would probably the field. The thing my favorite field to play in was either Montreal's or Ottawa's. The favorite stadium was probably BC Lions.
Okay.
'Cause BC is my favorite city to this. Like, I mean, Vancouver is my favorite city to this day.
Hmm.
Like, I would if I get a job in Vancouver, I would go there and retire and die. Like, if I have reason to go up there again, I'm not leaving.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, no, I would say I would say the stadium is probably BC and the I like the field turf
Hmm.
of Ottawa and Montreal.
Okay,
I
because
felt fast.
yeah, I mean Montreal, they play at the McGill University,
Yes, yeah.
BC Place. That's another interesting one you picked because I mean times have changed, right? It got
Hmm.
remodeled for the Olympics in 2010. Uh, but Winnipeg wasn't on your list, and that's okay. But uh, did you have any unique experiences playing at the old Winnipeg
I
Stadium?
did. I was gonna say that too. Banjo Bowl 2008. I remember what I did yesterday. I was standing on. I'm very superstitious in the game, so if the offense is driving this way,
Hmm.
I'm standing opposite of the offense to because they're driving the ball to me, to the end
Right.
zone.
Yeah.
So, so I stand by myself sometimes. And I remember a lady from Winnipeg say, "Hey, Adams." I look back, I was like, what? And she's like, "You had a nice butt." And I was like, what? Like, what? So it's like she teased me the whole entire game about how nice my butt was in my pants. So it was pretty cool. Like the thing about it is I talked to her on Facebook till this day.
Oh, you
Like
do?
she had wished me happy Merry she had Merry Christmas, happy birthday. And I'm like, oh, this lady from Winnipeg, I mean, I never like talked to her, but she always
Right,
tell
right.
me happy birthday or Merry Christmas or Happy New Year's. I'm like, oh, that's Lady Winnipeg. Okay, yeah. I think her name was like, I think it was, I think it's Teresa or it was, I think I have to check. I think it's Teresa or something like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty.
I know a Teresa in one of the bomber Facebook pages, but I'm
Okay.
not going to quote a last name.
Yeah,
That's
I don't want to call her out.
no. That's funny. That is
Yeah,
so. There are two women now that you speak to this day. You speak to the security guard from the
yeah,
2007 Grey Cup, and then this lady wishes you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
yeah, yeah. Every year, yeah, it's pretty good. But I will. It's another bad memory of Winnipeg. But this is a bad one. When we beat Winnipeg in '03 in the playoffs,
Yes.
we're freezing. It was like minus 40 degrees outside. It was freezing.
Yeah.
And we would go in the locker room to go shower and they turned the hot water off.
Oh, they did.
Yeah. I remember I was in the shower and I was like, the water came out warm, and then that freezing cold. It would not and your body is so frozen when your body is itching
Hmm.
because it just like my body would not stop itching because the water was so. But yeah, I mean, I got out the shower real fast and I know I stank, but I didn't care. And we got on the plane and got back to Saskatchewan and I showered in my apartment. So yeah,
Right
yeah,
on.
I remember that. I remember that day. That was when I made the last tackle against Mike Sellers in the CFL.
Yes, that was a game where Kenton Keith had the three
He went off. Yeah,
touchdowns.
he went off. Yeah, he
Uh,
went off.
that was the Bombers were kind of the wheels were coming off. They were a
Hmm.
fraudulent 11-17, and you guys
Yep.
came into Winnipeg and put the boots. Do you remember a sign on the west side that said Sellers is the combine, the riders of the wheat on the west side upper deck? Do you remember
Oh
that?
my God. No, I don't even looking. No, I mean, I know that guy was an animal. He was not welcome to the CFL moment.
Yeah.
That's Mike
Yes.
Stewart. Yeah.
Right. So my buddies and I, we made that sign and we put it on the west side upper deck. So that's why I ask you that question.
I wish I could have seen it. I wish I would have seen that. That'd been
Yeah.
hilarious.
Uh, my buddy brought it to the 2003 Labor Day game and it got ripped up on the west side. It was, yeah, it was quite, I had beer thrown on me. It was quite something. And we had a
Oh,
picture taken with Bob Dice and Paul Police. The sign, so it was
oh,
8 by 10 in my living room. I can send it to you after if you want.
wow, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So how was it? So you said it was as welcome. Mike Sellers was your welcoming to the CFL.
Yeah, it was actually I had two welcome to the CFL. I don't know if you remember Kelvin Anderson,
Yeah,
running
from
back
from
from Calgary.
Calgary. Yeah.
And he was in Calgary. No, he was in BC at the time. Sorry, my rookie year. And the offensive line slid away from me, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to hit. What was his name? Head coach for Calgary now, Dave Dixon. I was like, oh, I'm about to hit him. So I'm running full speed, and Kelvin's right there. I'm like, hey, that's a running back. I'm running over, and he hit me. I didn't know he was built like that built, and the whole right side of my arm went numb. And I was like, oh, like I try to play it off, like hit him and like run to the ball or something. But when I run to the ball, I was like, oh my God, I can't feel my arm. I was like, what in the world just hit me? This is crazy. So I'm trying to play it off, but I'm in a daze. I'm like, whoa, this is
Hmm.
a professional running back. Then when we played Winnipeg Labor Day, Mike Sellers, I told you how to brain fart that they can get a running head start out the backfield at the DN.
Hmm.
And I remember Kahari Jones was in the middle of his cadence, and I just looked up, and Mike Sellers was coming right towards me, full speed. I was like, "What is he doing?" I was like, "He offside." I'm like, what is he doing? He came. So safe to say, I didn't hit him up high. I cut him. I tripped, and I just cut him, and he just fell. He went over top of me, whatever. And I don't know, I think Nate Davis made the tackle. And I was like, whoa, what just happened? And he's like, hey, man, Chunk, good job, man. I was like, yeah, okay. That was not part of the plan, buddy. Like, the fullback's bigger than me. That's not part of the plan. No,
No,
I'm not hitting that guy head on. You crazy? I was like, why is he in the CFL? He should be in the NFL anyway. Why is he bothering us? Leave us alone.
right. And then he had his then he went down and played with Washington and was
Yep.
recently honored at the Christmas Day game between Washington and Dallas.
Yeah, then
Which
last my talk, I used to talk to him on Facebook a few times. Uh, is a picture of me and him in Labor Day Classic right by each other, and I sent him the picture. And but no, recently I thought he had open heart surgery or something like that
I
recently.
did. Well, a
Yeah,
couple years ago, from my understanding.
yeah. Is he doing better now?
Well, yeah, he was on the plane. I think he's on the mend from what I see and understand. And then yeah, he was
That's
honored
great.
at he was honored on that Christmas Day game. So I mean, it's yeah, it is quite something. And I mean, I think he's 50 now, right? So it's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But when he
yeah,
had the
Josh.
open heart, it was like, oh boy, that was it kind of hits you between the eyes with some.
Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, I remember on Facebook. I think his wife posted on Facebook. I was like, oh man. So, I always make sure I stay prayer to him, and pray, pray for him and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. He was such a built, like muscular guy. Even to this last time I seen him, he was like looked like a bodybuilder almost. It's crazy,
yeah,
like ridiculous. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there's I don't think they'll ever, well, I shouldn't say never, but I don't think it'll be a long time before another Mike Sellers comes along. I my
Oh yeah.
he jumped three guys at the home opener in the 2002 game. And I couldn't believe what I saw. Like you're just
Yeah, he was a man amongst boys. He was a man amongst men. he
hmm
was he so yeah, he was something different for sure.
hmm Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Favorite NFL team that you have, and who are you hoping for
Uh,
this weekend in the divisional round?
I'm cheering for the Texans because my brother, my oldest brother, college roommate was Rick Smith, the GM,
Oh
before
yeah,
he had to leave because his wife had breast cancer.
yes.
But you know, Danny Barrett is the running back coach there, and Rod Rod Wright was a teammate of mine in 2010. He was my fellow D tackle,
hmm
and he's the D line coach there. So I'm cheering for I'm hoping they do well. So I like the Texans defense, and I mean I like Demarco. Was it D'Amico Ryan?
D'Amico
Yeah,
Ryans.
yeah. I like him, his coaching style. So I'm going for the Texans.
Well, and I totally agree, and I like that matchup. And if the Chargers could have moved the ball, anything
Yeah,
to beat the Patriots.
yeah,
Not that I'm against Drake May, but I just think that defense, what the Texans are doing, if they
yeah,
get to the AFC Championship and play the Bills, I think they go to the Super Bowl.
yeah. I think so too. I really do.
I because we saw what now we're getting ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but
Mhm.
we saw what Houston did on that Thursday night game versus the Bills. They just smoked Allen, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
killed him. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, I love the reasons you're cheering for them, and and they had a bad start, but they've been able to rebound. And
yeah. They were 0-3. I remember the 0-3. I was like, oh man, they don't fire my guy. They don't fire him already, probably. Then I thought they was 3-5, and then they won nine straight. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it is.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And thing about it, their team is young.
Mm-hmm.
They have a young team, and they're gonna be good for a long time. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think I really do. I really think so. Who's your team?
Well, it's the one in the background here, but it
Oh, oh, oh
I
boy.
yeah, I know. I would tell people, I've had 3 winters of high stress football. I still think about the run when they beat the 49ers in overtime, just that
Oh
run. Okay, so
God.
they play Miami, right?
Yeah.
And then they win that crazy game in Buffalo on the Tyler Bass missed field goal, and
Oh
then
yeah.
the Janarius Sneed, the knockout there on Zach Flowers,
Uh-huh.
and just all of that to get to that point was just
Yeah.
nuts, right? So
Right. Right. Yeah. No,
okay,
you're right.
let's take a week or let's take a year off. Sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I think I think they had to the year off. I think they gotta try to regroup around Patrick Mahomes.
hmm
I think it got to come with a different offensive game plan. At least I would think anyway.
Yeah, something's got to. I think they're gonna maybe draft a running back, wild guess, because and then guys like Rice, Xavier Worthy, there's some off-field issues as well. It's just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Travis Kelsey dating Taylor Swift is the least of the Chiefs' worries. Let's just be honest,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Oh, for
have
sure. Yeah.
speed, you have these guys speed racing, you have domestic stuff going on. So
Just doing dumb stuff.
I know, and you're playing
Just
in the NFL, you're playing for the
like
Chiefs. I don't
I mean, like
understand.
yeah, like you should be all in on trying to make this thing last as long as you possibly can.
Right.
Therefore, you're not that guy when you get our age being that one if guy. That what? Oh man, what if I did this? What if I did that? Well, if you live to 90 years old, that's a lot of what ifs. Like you don't have a lifetime of regret
Yeah.
because you think. So then you don't use your mistakes to pass on to the young generation. Hey man, don't be like me. Do this. They're doing that. Well, what about when you was that age and your adult people you looked up to try to do the same thing to you? You didn't listen. Like, so I mean, it's I don't know. It's just every time I see a player get in trouble, I just want to choke them. Like, I would die for one of your paychecks right now. Are you kidding me? Like, have you seen a coach's salary? So yeah, it's I don't know. It's I mean, no, I take it back. We get paid pretty well.
Hmm.
Well, at least in my school anyway. I don't know about
Right.
everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, but yeah, but still just the money you get paid to play a kid's game and you want to go out here and mess it up.
Yeah.
Like I would never understand. All that hard work, 2 days, conditioning, lifting, getting yelled at, getting beat up on. Like now you want to throw it away for drag racing or hitting a woman or beating up on somebody else. Like what? Beat up on a DB that just shut you down last game. Let you fight him.
Yep. Yep.
you know?
No doubt, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what, we see that with the Bears. They seem to be
Yeah.
dialed in. They seem to be taking the lead of their coach with Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
I like the Bears in that game. They were sleeping in the first half versus the Packers, but I like them in that game.
Yeah. I told everybody, it's like, oh, it's over with. I said, nah, bruh. I said, nah. I said, game. I always tell people, games always even out about 83% of the time.
Hmm.
If a team is blowing somebody out in the first half, the second half, that team is not playing with the same intensity that team was playing with in the first half.
Right.
So you're going to halftime. One team was coming out pissed. Other team coming out feeling good.
Yeah.
It's like when you're hungry, that's when you're dangerous. You know, so that's what I always tell people. Like the Bears came out hungry, so they were dangerous. It happens.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was. Yeah, I think watching. I think the Bears this year are. I think Bears doing well, but I really do believe their luck because they've been having some stuff happen to them this year. Like whoa, wait a minute, this is all right. It's running out one of these weeks, buddy, and I think they play the Rams this week, right? Yeah, I think
You,
the Rams. I think the Rams will beat them.
you think
I
so?
think.
Okay.
Yeah, I really thought. I think the Rams are not affected by the cold weather. So think about it, they played Philly last year in Philly in the snow, and they still should have beat them,
They should have. Yep.
and they didn't. But I think the Rams they had pretty much the same team coming back pretty much from last year.
Yeah, except for Cooper Cup, but he
Yeah,
was
except two.
he, he
Yeah,
was he was on his way out anyways.
yeah, and I think the one they have now, number 17, what's his name? Uh, oh,
Number 7.
is Adams playing this week?
Well, I know he got hit pretty hard. I haven't heard otherwise. I think he is.
If Adams and Pakula, yeah, that's name Pakula. If he plays, Barry can be in trouble now. If they
Hmm.
if they both playing and healthy, you're in trouble. Because Matt gonna light you up.
Yeah, his experience and everything
Yeah.
else. Yep.
Exactly. So he to him playing in cold weather is nothing to him. He's been doing it his whole career.
Or
So
are you picking them to go to the Super Bowl and play with the Texans?
yes,
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am. But
That's fair because I don't like Seattle. To me is just they are a number one seed, but they're not. I mean, let's face it, they're there because they beat the Rams on a 2-point conversion, and
yeah, yeah.
right, and so
It's it's tough to beat Seattle in Seattle though.
yeah.
Like them fans, they make you play at a different level.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think the Rams don't do it though. I think the Rams will be. I think Rams and Texans.
Rams and Texans, and no
That's what I think.
49ers playing in their own stadium. Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
Be a good game. I think it'll be a
yeah.
good game.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for all good games.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
that's
know.
that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I saw the ratings from this past weekend. It's nuts. Like every
Yeah.
game was 28
Sheesh.
million watching. It was that's that's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Incredible. Great. I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Who you who do you have for the national championship?
Yes, I got Miami. I don't follow college too closely, but Miami's kind of on this Cinderella run. Maybe
Yeah.
they shouldn't be the 10th seed. Again, there's some maybe flaws in that, but I'm just glad it's not Georgia.
Really? Oh wow. I was kind of hoping Georgia would be in it. Just 'cause I like Kirby Smart. I think the way he does things, his team is 85% high school players that he got from high school.
Okay,
And it's not the like he didn't go out and buy a team.
right.
So I feel like to me, when I saw that and I saw the roster, I was like, wow, his almost whole team is all the people that he recruited. I'm like, that's how you do it, and you
Hmm.
still winning. They ain't like they're 3-7 or 3-8. No, they're still winning.
Right.
So that makes me cheer for them. I don't anybody that ever go out and buy. I will forever hate IU because my brother played at Purdue, and that's the rival. So ever since '89, I've never liked IU, and myself and IU's defensive line coaches, we're really good friends, and I tell him, I said, I hope y'all do well. I hope D line does well, but do not ask me to cheer for y'all. I'm not cheering for IU. I can't do it. Sorry, I love you, but I can't do it.
Right, right.
But I mean, I'm up for a good game though. If IU does it, I think it'd be great for the state of Indiana.
Mhm.
But then I think to me, since NIL started, every national championship it should have an asterisk by it because you pretty much bought a team.
Right.
Like you bought a team to win that year.
Yeah.
And Mark Cuban even said it. He giving people a blank check to pay the players. To pay the coaches to on what they getting paid nowadays.
Yeah, it's
Like,
nuts.
yeah, it's great to have a billionaire who give you a blank check.
Right.
So it is what it is. But no, I'm hoping Miami wins too. I'm
Yeah,
hoping
I
Miami-
think they'll be playing in their home stadium.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, they're not
Ray
traveling
Lewis is going to
anywhere.
be on the sidelines. Michael Irvin is going to be on the sidelines, and it kind of has that kind of folklore, if you will.
Yeah,
Uh, I think about the that running back from Miami years ago, Morris McGahee,
yeah. Oh yeah, yep.
right? Willie McGahee.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then there's Warren Sapp too, and
Oh yeah, I think
yeah,
all them players probably be on the sideline this
they're
week.
all going to come out, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a 8:20 kickoff start Eastern time. It's
yeah. Even though I won't watch it, I'm sure I'll be on Twitter looking at it, looking at highlights of it and stuff like that. I have a hard time watching a whole football game. I think watching a whole game to me is after a while it gets boring a little bit,
right, right.
and so I have to like watch a minute of them, then turn and go back, and so
That's interesting you say that because I'm watching games with my kids now. We were watching Christmas night, Broncos Chiefs, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess we got 10 more minutes ago. Like I had to take a break. I'm like, what's going on? Like I think we're the
Yeah.
same age. And I'm like, something's a bit. I used to watch like 10 hours. And now I'm like, okay, well, if I watch a game here, if I watch bits, pieces. So
Hmm.
I question, these guys, it's for their job, but these guys on Good Morning Football, like, is they just lock themselves in and so they can talk about the games? I mean, they do them, but I just, hey, if my kid wants to go skating, I'll take him skating and then I'll come back and I'll
Yeah,
be filled
yeah.
in, right? So I
I,
wish
I think the
like if
guys
I
that
missed, I missed.
I think those guys that are probably they got to watch it because they get paid to watch it. I think but yeah, I'm with you all the way. If I have my kids with me right now, and they want, Dad, let's go shoot some hoops. Let's go. Come on.
Right.
The game's on. Who cares? It'll re-air next week anyway on NFL Network.
Well,
So who cares?
right. and 30 years ago, if I missed, well, then I really did miss. But no, with
Yeah.
NFL Network and NFL Live, it's all there. The only thing I shut the doors on was the Jays in the World Series. Like, this is what we're doing,
Oh yeah, for sure.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, once
Ah,
every 32.
I thought they had it though. I did. I thought the Jays had it. That's for sure.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
thought they had.
yeah, there are about 4 or 5 plays that they bring in the defensive replacement for Tommy Edmonds, who had a bummed ankle, who went under surgery a few days after the World Series. It's just
Yeah.
right. So, but good bonding times with the kids. If I wasn't
Yeah.
taking them skating, well, there was no snow on the ground then, but I was spending time with them there. It was good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
good perspective, and it's good for to have that variety. So I'm glad
hmm
we were kind of cut from the same cloth on that because
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
time is precious. Not to be all whatever,
It
but
is.
time is
It is.
ultimately pressure. Time is
Pressure. Yeah.
precious. Precious.
Yeah. Like I miss. Like I was just looking at something on Instagram today. Oh, the thing was Instagram or TikTok, and it showed a little baby girl. Her dad was trying to put her down to sleep, and she was sleeping. And he tried to get up, and she grabbed him by his neck and wrapped her arm around him. And he was like, I'm stuck. I can't move. And I was like, wow, my daughter did me like that all the time when she was a baby.
Mhm.
So I tagged her in it.
Yeah.
I said, do you remember this? She wrote back, haha, yes, dad, all the time. I was like, you would never, she said, you were so warm. So I didn't want to let you leave. I was like, and I didn't want to leave. Like, I wish I could turn back the hands of time when she was that little.
Yeah.
Now she's 6, now she's 14 and she gave me those one arm hugs. Hi, Dad. I'm like, oh, where's the both arm? I want the both. I need the love. Like, where?
Yeah.
Don't give me a side hug. I pay too much in child support for that. I need the full. I want the full hug.
I got the side hugs going on too, and
Oh man, it's terrible.
now I
My
want.
son gives me a full hug. Like it's
Good.
weird. He gives I try to give him like knuckles or give him a handshake. He like, no, dad, come bring it in, bring it in. I'm like, wow, like my son, like why my daughter not giving me a hug like this? Like it's so crazy. But it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. Right on.
That's funny.
Good, good. Well, we have almost reached the midnight in the Eastern time zone, where
Oh
you
my
are.
god, it
I know.
is.
It's crazy.
I didn't even notice that. Holy
Yeah, yeah.
smokes.
Well, you must have had fun.
I did. I have fun.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't mind
Good.
doing stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome. And as I always say, I can always have you on for a second time and that sort of thing too.
Anytime.
Okay, for sure. Was there anything that I didn't cover? I mean, we've been talking for about an hour and a
Mm,
half here.
I I I I what? Nah, I can't say it yet. Well, I will. I do have an interview coming up with a CFL team,
Okay, that's
so
fair.
fingers crossed.
Yes. Okay.
We should see if it goes. We'll see how it goes.
And if it's in Winnipeg, we'll do a coffee.
For sure. Yeah. I have you been out for a nice coffee and we can watch film together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, why not?
That sounds like a plan. But in all honesty, if you are in the Winnipeg area, coaching job or not,
Yeah,
we can touch base in person.
for sure. I
I'd love
will
to
be
do
up there
that.
this summer. If I don't get the job, I will be up there this summer to see my kids. But I'm also going to Winnipeg to see my buddy Jameis Jones.
Jermise Jones, okay, former
Yes.
former guest of the show as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's my buddy. So it's like he's like a brother to me. So we talk all the time, and he's my kid, Canadian godparents. Him and his wife Sherry,
Yeah,
and my kids and his kids are very good friends. So
yeah,
um, anytime I go up there, I try to stop by and see them.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So.
That's awesome. That
But
is,
yeah, so if I'm there, I'll for sure I'll hit you up.
yep, definitely.
So
Good
yeah,
deal. Right on.
good plan.
Well, all the best, Marcus. Enjoy the games this weekend. And again, thanks so much for coming on and making the time here tonight. And
No problem at all, man. Thanks. You do the same.
yeah, for sure. I'll get this on the page and I'll put this on YouTube in the next day or two, and we'll go from there.
All right, cool. Thanks,
Right
man.
on.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, for
Have a good
sure.
night.
Yeah,
All
God
right.
bless.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.